What is good, digs and nigglets from YouTube? It is me, TheNorthVeil, here with a UU match. I know I don't really do UU much. I actually mostly do OU, and I know it's also been a really long time since I last uploaded, so why don't we go ahead and get to the topic of OU, and it's been a really long time. It's actually been so long that Garchomp has been recently moved down to OU. Now, I believe Garchomp in OU is pretty much an okay thing. I'm not really saying it's a broken poke to begin with, because he isn't. Garchomp is just a really strong Pokemon with a higher base stat, or a higher speed base stat than most other Pokemon. He does have decent bulk, but his ability just makes him what people want to call broken. But people don't know that, or people do know, but they neglect the fact that Skarmory is just a perfect Pokemon just to get in there and nail him to a wall. So I don't know. But that's my thoughts and opinions, that Garchomp isn't a broken poke to begin with. But anyways, let's go ahead and just talk about this Yu-Gi match now. Now, I had this match a while ago. It's against my friend Ace. And let's just go ahead and get started. I'm not even going to talk about teams. I'm sorry about that. But anyways, my friend Ace decides to lead off with Nidoking. I decide to lead off with my so-called Victini, which actually turns out to be a Scarf Zoroark. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and decide to U-turn out to my sub-roosting Zapdos, because I knew the Earth Power was coming. But as you can see, he goes for the Earthquake, which tells me this thing is a physical Sheer Force set. And I do go for the Heat Wave the next turn, just to kind of scout how much it'll do. And I do get a burn, luckily, which tells me that this physical Sheer Force Nidoking is actually going to be put out of business for this match. So then, anyways, here I'm going to go ahead and just start roosting, because I do know the Ice Punch is coming, and the Ice Punch won't be doing as much because I have just removed my Flying typing. So then the following turn here, I'm just going to go ahead and proceed to finish him off with a Heat Wave. Hopefully I don't miss, in which I don't. Thank the gods, right? And I'm going to go ahead and finish him off, and I'm looking pretty good right now. 6-5 advantage. He pulls out his Porygon 2 here. I actually believed this thing was Scarfed for a while. Then I just looked through his bluff, and I was like, even if he was Scarfed, the Ice Beam shouldn't be doing too much damage. As you can see, he actually is running an Agility set with lefties here, which I wasn't really sure what to expect from this, or what to think from this thing, because I've actually never seen this thing before. So anyways, right here he goes to the Ice Beam and finishes me off. I'm like, whoa. And it turns out he got a crit. So, figures, right? Hacks come, hacks go. But anyways, right here I'm going to pull out my Scarf Zoroark. I'm not really sure if I was going to outspeed or not, but luckily I do. I almost take this thing out, but since, timid Scarf doesn't really do that much power, it's not going to be able to take him out. And then right here I'm going to go ahead and proceed to finish him off with the second Night Days here. And that's going to be that good game for Porygon 2. So far I'm looking pretty okay still. I do have the 5-4 advantage still. And right here I go into Cobalion. I'm not really sure why I even did that to begin with. I should have just gone straight out into Xatu, but as you can see, I wasn't really thinking of Xatu. I was just thinking about me getting my Cobalion out there and just getting him into some action here. He goes for the Earthquake, which, later on I slapped myself in the face because I was like, dude, this guy runs Earthquake, not Iron Head, and I should have just pulled out Xatu to begin with, but I don't know, it just turned into a big ugliness later. So then we both set up our Stealth Rocks. He goes for the Earthquake. Turns out to be like a good 6-7 hit KO after lefties. I go for the Sacred Sword. Turns out to be a clean 4 hit KO after lefties. So, who's going to win that match. He sees that, and he's going to go ahead and switch on to his Hitmontop here. And I go for the Secret Sword on it, and as you can see, it's going to be a good probably 6-7 hit KO. And he does run close combat on this set, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out Xatu, because I am predicting that close combat, and maybe I can just roost off some damage. But it actually foresees that, and he goes into this, and he actually clicks on Stone Edge instead, which I was like, whoa, man, this guy's on my ass right now. He knows what I'm doing, and I'm not looking so good anymore if he keeps playing the way he is. So then right here, he continues to go for the Stone Edge. I'm assuming this thing is just the regular standard set. So then, me not wanting to be gay, I was like, alright, you know what? Let's just put it in the hand of Hax Gods. If the Hax Gods wanted Xatu to live, they'd at least make him miss a Stone Edge, or they'd make him fully paralyzed for this turn. But as you can see, neither of those happen, and Xatu ends up just dying there. So then right here, I go into my Machamp here. I just go straight for the Dynamic Punch because well, there's really not much else for me to do. I could have gone for the Substitute, but I was predicting the Close Combat here, and Close Combat would have just torn my ass apart. And as you can see, the Hax Gods are just in the side again, because he breaks through the Parafusion, and he lands a Toxic, which I'm just like, what the hell? I was really mad at that for a little while, but hacks are hacks, right? I did get a burn on that Nidoking, so I'm still not complaining about it. So then right here, he's gonna go ahead and predict my second Dynamic Punch, or my third Dynamic Punch onto the Hitmonchan and or Hitmontop. I keep saying that. And he's gonna go into a Frostlass, and I'm just like, oh, we're gonna play that game. So I'm gonna go for the Stone Edge, and I should have just seen this coming, because he goes back onto his Hitmontop, to continue toxic stalling me, and also to get the intimidate offs, which I'm just like, I should have just seen that. I just feel retarded now. So then here I'm just gonna go ahead and just, I'm not gonna play any games whatsoever. I'm gonna go for the dynamic punch and just try to finish him off. And as you can see, he decides just to stay in and take the dynamic punch, but he doesn't, because you know, he's a Hitmonchan that's about to die. So then here he goes onto the Frost Blast. I was really afraid this thing would go for the Ice Beam, which is why I decided to go onto my Cabalion here. But as you can see, he actually goes for the spikes there. I should have just gone for the Stone Edge, but then again, this thing could be sashed, and my Machamp could come in handy later, because he still does have that Snorlax, so I just wanted to save that for later. So then there he goes for the taunt, and then I try to go Sacred Sword next turn. Maybe having him thinking that I had Iron Head, but no, it didn't really work out to my advantage there. So then I'm going to go onto my Zoroark, go for the Flamethrower, and as you can see, almost takes him out, but not quite. And he does get the Curse Body off, which I was really disappointed at. And then this following turn, I'm going to decide to stay in by, not really by my, I just kind of click fight, and I forget that if you have no moves to, hit him with, it's actually going to go ahead and just say, you know, go straight to struggle, which I should have just seen coming. But then here, my opponent's going to make a very smart play and go straight for the Destiny Bond instead of the taunt there, which should have been the original play, because it is the safest and all, just in case I had gone for the Toxic. But I'm going to go ahead and play a little aggressively that turn, and it turns out to bite me in the ass. So then I'm like, this is just going to losing position for me, because he does have the Snorlax, and obviously this thing has Thick Fat, and the only way I can really KO this thing is if he does, or if I do get a crit, because he told me the set he was running, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to win. But we both turned our heads away, and we saw that, and I ended up with a crit, and I'm just like, I called it. But yeah, thanks to the crit there, I'm going to go ahead and be able to finish off the rest of this team, and that's going to be the game for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and just leave a like, rate, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do.